Flosstube, how are you today? My name is Rainey, and if you are coming back to my channel for the Flosstube content, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I like to say that I am firstly a booktuber, but I have recently started incorporating cross-stitch and knitting and probably any other crafts I might get up to on my channel. So I've started separating out some of my content for dedicated Flosstube videos. So I'm kind of new to this. I'm not new to the YouTube world, but I'm new to Flosstube. So I believe this is dedicated Flosstube video number 4, maybe. And I have a lot to show you today. I have a finally finished object. Well, okay, I should probably preface this. I'm trying to figure out all the terminology that goes with Flosstube. So actually both of my finishes, I have 2 this week. One of them is a nearly fully finished object, and one of them is a mostly finished. I have one more number to put in before I can call this an actual finished object, but you can maybe help me decide what number to put in. And also, I'll show you the progress I've made on my other whips this past 2 weeks since I last did a dedicated Flosstube video. And admittedly, there's not a lot of progress on those because I kind of got into a groove with a couple of my projects that are, obviously now finished. So I didn't do as much as I would have liked, but that's okay. And then I will also tell you about my plans that I have for the upcoming week in cross stitch. Oh, and I also have progress on my one knitting whip that I've been working on for quite some time. So yeah, there is a lot to show you. So let's just get right into it. So my nearly fully finished project is Land of the Free by Tiny Modernist. And I was trying to get this done before the 4th of July. And I did. I got it done on the 3rd of July. But the only problem was that I forgot to get ribbon because I wanted to make this into a door hanging for my front door. And I forgot to get ribbon or twine or something to make it into that. So I only got the flat finish done. But being that this was my first time flat finishing anything, it took a little while, so I was perfectly fine with only getting the flat finish done. If I remember, I will put up a picture of where I've been displaying it since there's no door hanger on it. But and also I need to finish the back because it's basically just tape and the back of the fabric that I got. So, which is not very pretty. So I'm thinking I'll just put maybe some felt, some like blue felt back in the back of that to give it a little bit of padding against my door, and I won't have to hem anything. So that's my plan. But I haven't gotten there yet. So I used just 14 count white Aida from Michaels for this and all the DMC. And I got, I had to order the sticky board online, and I got just batting, some low pile batting for this piece. This fabric that I used on the sticky board is just from just a tiny roll from Michaels that I found. So yeah, it wasn't hard. It just took a while because I wasn't really sure what I was doing. But I used a tutorial from, I think I did Oh, from Helen D. I used a mishmash of tutorials, to be quite honest, but I will try to find the ones that I used and link them below. I think I looked at Vanna's tutorials and Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. I watched hers and Helen D. So I think those are the main ones that I kind of took advice from to finish this. But I am really happy with how this turned out. Yay! And I'm learning to put things behind my pieces so that you can actually see them better since the light shines through them. So I just have a piece of copy paper behind this next one. But my next finished piece, or nearly finished piece, is the Thankful Samplerary from Tanya at the Sampler Girl. And she gifted me this piece last year in 2020. And but I didn't get to start stitching it until this year. So my dilemma has been whether I should make the date reflect when I stitched it or when she gave it to me. So I think I'm leaning towards just doing the 2020, but I'm trying to decide for sure. So if you have an idea, what you think I should do, I would have to rechart the one, which I feel like wouldn't be really that difficult if I did 2021. But I'm kind of leaning towards 2020 because the sentiment on it kind of reflects more of 2020 than it does 2021, at least for me. So, but yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I used DMC. That's pretty much all that I ever use is DMC, or it is all that I ever use. Not pretty much. I have only ever used DMC, and this is basically a scrap piece of Witchelt, and I think it is 30 count. Witchelt in lamb's wool is the colorway, and Tanya also gifted that to me. So yeah, I'm really excited. I think that I will maybe finish this into a pillow. I've never done that before. So I definitely would have to watch some tutorials. I am kind of scared of a sewing machine. So I don't know if that's gonna happen or if I'll just do another like flat fold or yeah, like a bifold kind of a thing to just stand it up. I don't know, but we'll see. I have until probably like Thanksgiving because this is definitely a Thanksgiving piece. So to kind of figure that out, but yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Yay! Okay, so now on to the progress I've made on my whips. So the last time I filmed a Flosstube, I had told you that I had completely forgotten about my temperature tree from the Stitchin' Mommy. So I have started to update my tree, and let's go over here. And this is the June branch, so I'm not done with it. But I wanted to start outlining the rest of the tree so that at least I could maybe get the branches in because that's a lot of filling in of brown. So I just started outlining the other branches so that maybe that would go a little faster each month to get those worked in. So hopefully this week I will finish my June branch and I can at least get the actual branch for July blocked in. So, but yeah, I really am enjoying this. I love the colors on this. And it would be really interesting, and I might do this, we'll see, but to do one for every year and compare them. I mean, I'm obviously not going to have like, however many years I live. I'm not gonna have all that, but I might do like smaller versions for the next like 5 years or something. That would be kind of fun. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I'm like sick of it by the end. But yeah, I think it's really pretty, so I would definitely do this again. Oh, and again, this is just on 14 count Ada, white Ada from Michaels. My next whip is Walk Fast from Lindy Stitches, and this is how far I've gotten on it in the past couple weeks. Not too much farther. I need to make some more progress on this, but I did start. I did the leash for the herring that's going to be on this, and I started a couple other motifs, but I haven't really gotten too much farther yet. But I'm really liking how it's working out. So I think this might be my travel piece, like my take it to work for my breaks piece, in the next couple of weeks to see if I can really bust through some of the motifs and get more done on this pattern. I think my plan is I'm going to save the border for last now that I kind of have it, blocked in a little bit, because man, that is a tedious border. So I would rather get like the bulk of the piece done and then just go in and like do some stitches on the border here and there, I think. So, but I really like it. So, yay. And honestly, I forget. I think this is, oh, yes, I do know what it is. I lost the little tag for it, but um, it is 18 count. Picture this plus Ada in the vellum colorway that I'm doing. And I really like Picture This Plus Ada. It feels like linen, like the fancier stuff that people use. But it's not, it's still Ada. So I like that a lot. And last but not least for my whips is Alice in the Flamingos by Mrs. Pagodi Art. I will have her linked below. And, you might not think much has gotten done, and it hasn't. But I did start filling in this area on the next page. I have kind of lost momentum on this piece. My original plan was to try to get this done before October 1st of 2021 so that I can start another piece by her to kind of have a companion for these two frames that I have. I'm not sure that that's going to happen now because in order to have it done by then, I would have to do at least 3 full pages a month. And this is all I've gotten done this month is this little tiny piece. So unless I really pick up the pace here soon, I have a feeling that I'm probably not going to get it done by October 1st. But that's okay. I mean, like, Flosstube is now enabling me to do multiple things at a time, obviously, so it's not like I can't start the next one on October 1st, even if this isn't done. But I'd like to have it at least mostly done by October 1st, so I do need to make this more of a priority. It's just the only part that I have an issue with is it's so big that I can't really easily take it to work with me, so it's not anything that I can take with me when I go anywhere. So it can only be done at night during the week, and I could step up the pace during the weekends, which I think is what I'm going to do. But I'm lucky to get 100 stitches on it during the week, so, per day. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to give up that goal of getting it done by October 1st, but that's fine. And also, again, this is just done on 14 count white Ada from Michaels with the DMC. So I really am enjoying it. And then my last whip progress that I have is actually my knitting whip. And that is the White Horse Sweater by Caitlin Hunter. And I finally got it off the needles for the body. So I finished the ribbing at the bottom of the sweater. And now I just have to do the sleeves. And I will be done. So yay! And then I'm hoping that when I give it a second blocking, it'll block out even more and stretch even more because it's still a little tight. I mean, I can get it on, but yeah, I'm not quite sure. My thought on the sleeves, because I started to get nervous because it is kind of tight around my chest area, that if I do the sleeves in the same uh, size as I was doing the rest of it, that it would just make the whole thing like too tight. So I'm thinking that I might go up a size for the sleeves and just cast on like a couple more stitches for it, or pick up a couple extra stitches to make the sleeves a little bit bigger. Because the sleeves on the original, which hopefully I remembered to put a picture up of it, are blousier. They're a little bit voluminous, and I'm just nervous that they won't be if I make them that size for me. So, what do you think? Do you think that would work? If any of you are knitters out there, do you think if I just go up a size on the sleeves that it would still look okay? I feel like it would, and I feel like I could do that, but I don't know for sure. So let me know. I still feel like, even though I've been knitting for over a year now, I still feel like a noob. So, so I just, yeah, I do things and I'm like, is that going to work? I mean, obviously, the fact that this doesn't really fit that well on me proves that I'm kind of a newbie, because I didn't swatch. I forgot to swatch. I just thought it would work out. And that was dumb of me. I should always swatch, especially for garments, but yeah, I just got so excited and I just wanted to start, and then I didn't. I just forgot to swatch, and then by the time I remembered that I should have swatched, I was too far in, and I was like, well, it is what it is now. I'm not ripping it out. So, but yeah, I am very excited that I at least got this far. So, yay! So hopefully I will get a sleeve cast on in the near future, so that this will I also kind of want this to be done by October, because my friend Sarah from the Bookish Knitter was kind of trying to get me to go to Rhinebeck with her this year, but she's Canadian, and the way Canada's COVID restrictions have gone, she just decided that she probably wouldn't get to Rhinebeck, and Rhinebeck, I think, is happening. I think I've seen people say that they're going to Rhinebeck. So, but I think what we are going to do is have like our own knit night on during that weekend or something like that. So I want to try to have this done, because apparently it's a thing, a Rhinebeck, to finish to have a sweater for like a specific Rhinebeck sweater. So this is going to be my Rhinebeck sweater. So that is like everything I'm working on at the moment, which is admittedly a lot, but not as much as some of you. But for me, it's a lot. So I'm kind of trying to keep my new starts at a minimum, but yet that all is to say that I have two new patterns that I plan on starting this week. So the first one is from the Sampler Girl, Tanya at the Sampler Girl. She became a friend of mine via BookTube, because she also does BookTube videos. But then I found out that she also is a cross stitch and knitwear designer, and so she gifted me that Thankful Samplerary that I've been doing, and then I I had I don't know if I had bought anything else from her. I had been like lurking her Etsy store, but I hadn't actually bought anything. So I decided, because in the booktube world, it is Jane Austen July, where we read anything related to Jane Austen. Obviously we read her works. We'll read retellings of her works, all that stuff. So I thought I should incorporate my love of stitching into Jane Austen July. So I bought from her this pattern. It is called Jane Austen and the One Who Got Away. And this is in reference, it's a quote from Persuasion, but it is kind of in reference to the assumption that Jane Austen had a love interest, at least at one point in her life, but it did not work out. So the initials that Tanya has stitched in the bottom are the initials of that man, Tom Lefroy, and it's just it it just makes my little heart sad for her. And also, I feel like it kind of the quote encompasses how I feel things a lot, and also Persuasion is my favorite Jane Austen novel at this point, anyway. I mean, I've read them all, but I feel like upon reread of things, I always think like, oh, this is my new favorite Austen. So, but yeah, I'm excited to stitch this. I need to find if I have the fabric that would fit this, or if I need to go and get some more. Um, and and obviously I'll probably have to buy the threads because I probably don't have the right number, right DMC for that. So, but yeah, I'm excited for that. And then the last thing was actually sent to me in a for a collaboration. And this is my first cross stitch collaboration, so I'm very happy about it. But Lior, Lor, I do not know how to pronounce her name, but and we tried to get me to pronounce it correctly, but she's like, nobody can ever pronounce it, so don't worry about it. But she is the designer behind Stitch It Picasso on Etsy, and I will have all of her information linked down below. She contacted me to do a collab, and she sent me the pattern of my choice, which was this one that I will put here. And I think this just embodies me. My favorite day is always Wines Day. So I got some Aida from Michaels. I went with 16 count Aida. It is charted, I believe, for 14 count Aida, but it's not that big of a difference. But so I wanted it to be slightly smaller. So I got 16 count white Aida from Michaels, and I got the DMC, and I am planning to start it tomorrow. So if you are following me on Instagram, I will have some pictures as I stitch it, and it should be, I feel like it's an easy stitch, or will be an easy stitch. So and yeah, you should check out her site. She has, I went with this rather simple pattern, but she does have some some smaller but full coverage pieces of like landscapes and the aurora borealis and just like all kinds of different things. So I was really excited to get into a collaboration with her. So so hopefully I do it justice. So yeah, that is really it as far as cross stitching goes. I have a small bit of well, stitchy. Well, it's not even stitchy kindness. It is knitting kindness. My friend Becky and I are going to be knitting this Alaska hat pattern, and I'll put the information below, and you'll see it here because I forget like the designer and everything, but we decided to knit this at the same time in August, and I need to get some yarn still for it, but she did send me this yarn for the trees in the pattern. So it is Chroma fingering weight from Knit Picks, and it is in, does it say? Oh, it's just gray is the colorway, but it's very soft and squishy. I like it a lot. So she gifted this to me and sent it to me in the mail, and with it she also sent me this little candle that says Rainy Day Reads on it. So that was exciting. And also this adorable little bookmark so that she made out of fabric that she used to make a dress for herself. And I just love the little fox guy. And like I said, I am a big reader. I have a booktube channel, so this is right up my alley. So thank you, Becky. So I think that is all I have for you today. I feel like that's a lot. But I haven't really been talking for that long, so but I feel like it's a lot. So I'm excited to have two finishes finally. Yay. So hopefully I will keep that momentum going and continue to have some finishes or some like at least good progress on some of my bigger pieces. I kind of have not done anything with Night Cafe for a while, which is my first Heaven and Earth designs that I've attempted. I haven't done anything with that lately, but Shiloh from X Stitch MD has been furiously working on her Hade that is by the same designer, and she's almost done, and it's gorgeous. So that's kind of given me a little bit more oomph to continue it. So I'm hoping that that will be a thing that will happen soon, sooner rather than later. So hopefully, maybe by the next dedicated floss tube I will have some progress on that. We shall see. So anyway, I'm gonna go, friends. I have a book club in a couple of hours on my channel, and I have to do some reading and do some stitching, so I better go. So all right, friends, thank you for joining me today, and I will talk to you in 2 weeks. All right, bye.